Okay, you guys need to graph that equation. We're not going to graph this one, okay? This ties into what we're doing later. So is y by itself? Yep, so I don't have to reorganize the equation. I have my m and b right there, okay? So slope, y-intercept, that's why we're going to be graphing lines in this whole entire unit. So slope's 2 over 1, and then negative 2 is the b. So on the y-axis, you go -1, -2. Then forward 1, up 2. Or up 2, forward 1, up, forward 1. Make that line, and you got it. Okay. Now, in today's assignment, you don't need a calculator. Well, you might. I don't know. Okay, get one. Make sure you got one. You have the line, and you have to write the equation. Okay, you have to come. This is going to be your answer. So there's a technique to it. You have to write an equation for this line that's graphed for you. So put an equals. We put a y in front. Okay, and then we go blank x space with an x in front of it, and that's your m. Well, I need a number to go in it for, plus another blank space, and that's your b. Y equals blank x plus blank mb. Okay, so we got to figure out our slope and the y-intercept, and that's what goes in the blanks. This is my answer. Okay, that is my answer. So find the b first, the y-intercept. Remember, the slope is m, the y-intercept's b. So this is my y-axis. Here's how I find b. I go down the line, down the line, down the line. Okay, it hits right there. Now I got to find what that is. Okay, b equals. So I start from the middle, and it's down, so I count -1, -2, -3. So b is -3. So you can go fill that in, your b space. Okay, now your m. I need 2 points. This is point 1. Okay, it's always going to be point 1. Then go forward, go to the right, okay, and find another point where it's right on the line. I mean right there. So right there would work. Don't put it out in the middle of nowhere, otherwise it's not going to work. The closer you are to point 1, the better. Okay, so 1 and 2. Okay, so a slope is rise over run. So I go up or down first. Well, I go down 1 unit, so -1. -1 is my rise. And then forward 2. Okay, 2 is my run. So -1 over 2. Now if I look on the multiplication table, 1 and 2 are both in the first row. So I divide by 1, divide by 1, and that's going to be still -1 over 2. Put that in your blank, that's your answer. Okay, next one. Y equals blank x plus blank. This is the m, this is the b. So slope, y-int. So slope is m, y-int's b. Well, we're going to find the b first. So I go down the y line, down, 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 right there it crosses. Now go to the middle and count where that's at. That's up 1, 2, 3. Up 3, so b is +3. Okay, then your slope. We got a point 1, that's point number 1, and then go to the right. This is right, okay? Point 1's closest to the left, and I need to go to the right to find my second one. Right there looks like it's on the line, okay? I mean, you can pick anything as long as it's on the line. Okay, so slope, rise over run. So rise, I need to go up or down. I need to go up first. 1, 2. +2 is my rise. Then the run, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, I got 2 over 4. Now we need to put that in simplest form. Okay, so 2 and 4 are both in row 2. So I would divide them both by 2, and that would be 1 over 2. The slope I want reduced 1 over today on today's assignment. I didn't care yesterday, but today I need it. Okay, next one, same deal. It's what we're doing the whole assignment. Y equals blank x plus blank. This is M, this is B. Okay, so M, B. This is the slope. This is the y-end. Okay. All right, so down the axis right here, this is my y. That also finds B for me. Down, right there. Now go to the middle and count squares. You're going up, so positive 1, positive 2, positive 3. You count by positive, you're going up. Okay, now for my slope, that's rise over run. Well, I need a second point. This is point 1. That needs to be furthest left. So I go right. How about here? Yeah, that'll work. Okay. You can pick any point you want as long as it's on the line. You're going to reduce it anyway, so it's all going to reduce to the same thing. So I'm down 1, 2, negative 1, negative 2. So you need to put your rise as negative 2, and then the run forward. Or no, sorry, I'm down 3. My bad. 3. So 3, negative 3. So I'm forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have negative 3 over 6. Can that be put in simpler form? Well, 3 and 6 are in the third row, so I can divide it by 3. It's going to be negative 1 over 2. Okay, so negative 1/2. Okay, next one. Y equals blank x plus blank. This is M, this is B. Now I have to find M, I have to find B. M is the slope, B is the y-intercept. So this is the y-axis. So I find where the line intercepts or crosses the y-axis. Right there, okay? B equals. Now to find what that actually is, you go to the middle and you're going down, so you count by negative. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Okay, so B is negative 3, so I put negative 3. Now, slope, rise over run. Alright, so I go up, 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 up. You can pick, I mean, there's a ton of points you can pick. It doesn't matter which one, okay? I mean, if you want to pick the one closest, that might be the best, but if you pick one later on, that's fine too. But it's got to be to the right of the first point. 1, 2. First point 1's got to be furthest left. Okay, rise. 1, 2, positive 2. Run. 1. So it's 2 over 1. Okay, so 2 and 1, they're both in the first row. So we'll divide it by 1. And that's 2 over 1. Now, if there's just a 1 on the bottom, you can put just 2 without the 1. It has to be a 1 to do that, but if you want to put 2 over 1, be my guest. You can just write that as 2 as well in the space, okay? Alright, next problem. Y equals blank x plus blank, okay? M, B. So you got to find M, you got to find B. M's the slope, B's the y-intercept. Now when we're looking at a graph, we need to find the y-intercept first. Right there. So B is actually 0, okay? It's right in the middle. Now slope is your rise over your run, okay? So that's got to be point 1. That's got to be furthest left. So to find the second point, we go to the right. Here, I'm going to put that over there because I don't want to point. Point 2 goes to the right of point 1. Okay, let's go right there. I mean, it has to be on the line. Okay, if you pick a different point, you'll get the same point. You get the same slope in the end because that's why you have your multiplication table to reduce it. So that's point 2. Okay, so rise over run. Well, we'd have to go down from point 1. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Count by negatives when you're going down. And the run, 1, 2, 3. So I get negative 3 over 3. and you divide then just by 3. When you have the same number, you divide by that number. It's -1 over 1. Now, if you have a 1 on the bottom, you can get rid of it and just put -1, or you can put -1 over 1. I don't care. Okay, give you credit either way. Okay, y equals blank x plus blank. That's m, that's b. Okay, so m is the slope, b is the y-int. Okay, b equals, so go down that y-axis, and right there is where it crosses. So go to the middle and count. You have to go up from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You go to the middle because that's where 0 is at. Okay, that's point 1, point 2, right there. It doesn't matter, you can go here, you can go here, as long as it's on the line, okay? So if you pick where I picked, rise over run, it's point 2. So you're going to go down 1, -1, -2, -3, -4, forward 2. So if you have it like I have it, -4 over 2, 4 and 2 are both in the second row. Again, everybody's going to end up with the same slope if they reduce it, divide it correctly. So it's -2 over 1. Now you can ditch the 1 or keep it, doesn't matter. It has to be a 1 to ditch it though. Okay, -2 over 1. Okay, next problem. Y equals blank x plus blank mb. So m and b, m's the slope, b's the y-intercept. Okay, so b equals, you go to your y-axis, where are you? You're right there. That's point 1. Where's it at from 0? Down, -1, -2. That's point 1. Point 2 has to be to the right. Okay, right there. That works. Okay. So it's a ratio of rise over run. Rise is up or down. Well, from point 1 to point 2, you have to go up. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So 3 over, and the run's 2. Okay, if I look up 3 and 2 on a multiplication table, they're just in the first row, so you can divide by 1, but they just stay the same. Okay, so it'd be 3 over 2. Okay, next one, y equals blank x plus blank, so mb. Slope, y-int. Okay, then on the y-axis, okay, go to the middle, but I gotta go up, so your point's right there. What is that point? That's point 1, but what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 is your y-intercept. Okay, rise over run finds the slope. So that's point 1. Point 2's got to be going to the right. Right there. This is right. Okay. Remember, point 1's got to be furthest left, so to find point 2, we go to the right. Okay. So, first we go down. You got to go up or down first. You don't go across first. You got to go up, down. 1, 2, 3. -3. Okay. And then the run, 1, 2, 3, 4. So -3 over 4. Okay, 3 and 4. Are both in the first row, so it reduces by 1, but that would stay the same. -3 over 4. Okay, there it is. Y equals -3/4 x plus 6. Okay, next one. Y equals blank x plus blank mb. We got to find what m and b are. So m's the slope, that's rise over run, and b's the y-intercept. So we want to find b. When I'm looking at a graph, I find b first. So again, that's y So you go to the, so no, make the point first, right there. Now you go to the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Positive 5, because you went up from the middle. Okay, rise over run, that's point 1. You got to be moving to the right. This is right. Okay, I'll pick this one right there. Now if you pick another one, it's fine, you're going to get to the same place. Okay, so rise, that's point 2 now. So rise, you go down. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. Okay. Then the run, 1, 2, 3. So -6 over 3. Here's 3, here's 6, so you reduce it by 3. That becomes -2 over 1. You can when it's a 1 on the bottom, you can just put -2. If you want to keep it -2 over 1, that's fine here today. Okay. Okay, next one. Y equals blank x plus blank mb. M is the slope, b is the y-end. Okay, so the y-intercept. Right there. Now where is that from the middle? Up to 1, 2. So up 2 is 2. So that serves as, now slopes rise over run, so I need point 2. This is always going to serve as point 1. Point 2's got to be to the right. Okay, I'm going to make a point there. You can also go there if you want, or there. Okay, doesn't matter. That's point 2. So I start at point 1. You have to go up or down first because that's your rise. You go up, 1, 2, 3. Then forward, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 3 over 3. Now 3 over 3, we just divide by 3. Okay. If it's 6 over 6, you divide by 6, both of them. 10 over 10, divide both by 10. So 1 over 1. You can put 1 over 1. You can drop the 1 if it's on bottom. Okay. It has to be a 1 on bottom to drop it, though. Okay, next one. Y equals blank x plus blank. That's m, that's b. So slope, y-end. Okay, so put m and b. M and b. It doesn't really matter. M's the slope, b's the y-end. They mean the same thing. Okay, so on the y-axis, right there. Now, that tells me my b, I go to the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So b is 4. That's point 1. To find a slope, you need 2 points. Okay, it's rise over run between the 2 points. Go to the right. You can go right here, right here. It doesn't matter as long as you read your multiplication table correctly. So it's going to be point 2. Remember, point 2's got to be to the right of point 1. It's not up or down, it's to the right of it. So down, -1, -2, -3. When you're moving down, you count by negatives. Forward 1 or 1. Okay. So -3 over 1. 1 and 3 is in the first row. So you divide by 1. It's going to be -3 over 1. Now, you can just put, if it's over 1, you can just put -3, or you can put -3 over 1. I don't care. But it has to be a 1 on the bottom for you to drop it from the equation. MB. So M is the slope, B is the y-intercept. So let's find B first. So on the y-axis, where is it? Right there. Okay. Okay, from the middle, you have to go down. So 0's in the middle. -1, -2, -3. Okay, then I go up. Right there would work. So would there. Doesn't matter. Okay, as long as you divide it down in the end, it will work. So again, that's 0.1, and to the right is 0.2. 0.1 has to be furthest left, 0.2 is further to the right. Okay, right, left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So positive 5 because I was going up. The run, 1, 2. 5 over 2. Well, I guess those are both in the first row, so when I divide them both by 1, it's probably not going to change. Okay, it'd be 5 over 2. You can't drop the 2. The 2's got to be there. The only time you can drop the bottom is if it's a 1. Okay, last two. Y equals blank x plus blank mb. M's the slope, B's the y-end, okay? Okay, so B, or Y, B is determined by the y-intercept, okay? That's right there. Now where is that from the middle? Well, it's down, so I'm counting negatives. -1, -2, -3, -4. So -4 is the B. Now slope, rise over run. So that's 0.1. You got to go to the right to find 0.2. You don't move to the left. You got to move forward. I call that forward, but it's to the right. I'm going to go with this one here. That'll work. It's right on the line. Okay. So it's going to be a short rise, just 1, up 1. So 1 is the rise, 2 is the run. Okay, so 1 over 2. Those are both in the first row. So you divide by 1, so it'd stay 1/2. Now if you pick a point further down, like this point, then it's 2 over 4. Well, 2 and 4 are both in the second row. Divide them both by 2, you end up with 1/2. Okay, so if you reduce it right, everybody ends up with the same thing. Okay, last problem. Y equals blank x plus blank, so mb. So slope, y-end. So on the y-axis, okay, that tells you what B is, because B is the y-intercept. Right there. Now go to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 is the B. Now slope, I need 2 points. I already have the first one. Okay, I need the second one. So that's 0.1. 0.2 has to be furthest to the right. Okay, 0.1's to the left, 0.2's to the right. Right there. Okay. Now if you pick right there, it's not quite on the line. I'm not going to freak out. You get the right idea. So down, so the rise is negative. -1, -2, -3. And then forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -3 over 5. Okay, 3 and 5 are just in the first row, so divide by 1, and it stays -3 over 5. So -3 fifths. Okay. Okay, pause this video and do 1 through 4 if you're still watching the examples. Okay, next problem. This gets you set up for next week. Okay, you're up a creek if you don't know how to do this. Okay, you need to find what B equals with this equation. Y equals mx plus b. Now you're given values. Your slope is going to be your m. Remember that. So what you do is you put a times dot here. Okay, between the m and the x. You need to slash out the y, the m, and the x. You put 4 goes in for y. 6 goes in for m times -3 goes in for x. Now this is how I want this done. You line up your equals, you drop 4. Now you're going to drop your plus, but you're going to reorder it so B comes first. Okay, B needs to come first. Then you take a calculator and take 6 times -3. That's -18. I want the B first. Now, make a wall, but don't do the dot circle. I don't want you to do that. It takes too long, okay? You take that -18 to 0, so you'd add 18. and then you go to the 4 and add 18. 4 plus 18 is 22 equals b. Putting the 1 in front of the b is dumb, okay? Because you just divide by 1, it's still 22. Okay, next problem. Put the times dot, slash out everything but b. This is m, okay? I gotta put 22 right there, okay? Because that's what you're solving for. There's where the answer goes. Okay, y, it's 2 goes in for y, negative 3 goes in for m, 6 goes in for x. So 2, drop your plus, but put the b first. Why? Because I want you to do it, okay? Trust me, it works. Then on the other side of the plus, you got to find what negative 3 times 6 is. Well, it's probably the same thing it was up there, negative 18. Okay, so I'm not going to do the dot circle, okay? It'd just be a 1 dividing by 1, silly. We just get negative 18 to 0, plus 18, plus 18, 20 equals b. See, I don't have that extra step where I divide by 1. Because what we're doing next week is confusing the way it is. We don't need to be adding an extra step. Okay, these first 3 variables need to be replaced. Okay, remember m is the slope. So negative 7 is y, 2 is m, x is negative 3. Negative 7, 2 times, and then you put plus with the b first. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And then you take the negative, and then you just take the negative 6 to 0 by either adding or subtracting. Well, we plus 6. When you're solving for b, don't put a 1 and dot and circle, okay? Just take that, you're always going to add or subtract that number. So it's negative 1, and we have b. Okay, last problem. Sometimes m is a fraction, but you have the ABC key on your calculator. X, y. So y is 3. M is the slope, negative 1/2. And then negative 4 goes in for x. So you line up your equals, you drop your 3. You drop your plus, you put b in front. So negative 1 ABC2 times negative 4 is 2. So you put a wall, I'm not going to dot and circle the b. Okay, there's no number in front. You could put a 1 there. Don't do it. You're wasting time. Okay, minus 2, 1 equals b. Okay, do the other side, and that'll set you up nicely for next week.